Hello everyone and welcome back to Trading Recap Day 44. Um, I'm recording this a little late because I haven't really had a chance to record a trade recap. This was Friday's trade recap. I didn't have a chance to record yesterday and I basically haven't really had time to record today. This is also not even NASDAQ. I didn't trade Thursday or Friday on NASDAQ, but I took a loss yesterday and kind of a little bit above break even today. So really what we had here is off London Open, we move higher. I don't need this, I don't know what this is. We move higher, we sweep out, liquidity to the upside. I did want longs, and then market open, hit this, and I had to flip my bias. Then we tapped into this fair value gap and this hourly liquidity. Then we come back into the fair value gaps. Then I'm like, okay, I want shorts, and then we get a break of structure, and we had an order block right here that price just barely taps into. And then off that, we close. I can delete most of this now. There we go, that's a little better. And then after that, we close bearish, which is enough to send us lower. But if you look at it here, the risk to reward is about 3.6, which is really high. So I was like, I don't really think price is ready to reverse yet because of the fact that we made all this power higher. I feel like we might just not even get our move down yet. And plus this gap's right here. Like I literally was thinking about just having my stops right above this gap because that was the only other place I thought price like would want to go to before pushing down. I was right. Price wanted to take that out, then reverse. So off this trade, because of the risk being so high, I only risked $100 because if this hits, literally boom, 350 easy. Say profit one. Then we get stopped out, which is like okay, I'm fine with. I'll just take another trade if we get our full confirmation. Which honestly, this is kind of stupid. I wanted to enter this if we got two breaks of structure after the retracement, which normally that's really good to enter with. But we did break structure just barely, but now looking back on it, apparently we didn't even break structure. So, if you want to enter with two breaks of structure, it needs to be like a solid break. Like this is not an obvious break. It barely broke. I had to zoom in a ton to see it. But like it needs to like be like, kind of like down here for it to be considered like a second break. Anyways, though, lost 100 on that first trade. And really, I don't think we should have taken it because I wanted two breaks, and maybe we should have waited for more of an equilibrium retracement rather than just some crappy order block. Because equilibrium could have been hit. Normally, when it's an order block, you want to see equilibrium get hit as well. But yeah, if we waited for equilibrium, would have pushed above it, and yeah, would not have seen equilibrium got hit. Then we would have waited, got our break of structure, and moved on to this next trade, which what we had here was fair value gap here. Price pushes into that, and here it was like we had a 5 minute low here. I don't really feel like scaling. I mean, actually, I could. So yeah, right. That's the wrong day. Right here, we formed a 5 minute low, and I was thinking that normally when price reps higher, we just hit 5 minute lows, continue higher. But, yeah, so I was thinking I just want price to get down to 5 minute lows, and then maybe it'll reverse and go higher, which what happened after that. After we hit 5 minute lows, I moved stops to break even, so I wouldn't lose anything because I thought price might reverse here. I didn't need I didn't need to do that. I'm not going to do that anymore because that's actually stupid. And I'm going to go with the theory that price won't reverse all 5 minute lows and it'll either. Well, it can, but like you want to bet on it hitting the hourly fair value gaps and draws. But also, what I might not do is if price already tapped into an hourly fair value gap and like filled the whole thing, then I won't use it as like a take profit confirmation and I'll just target the liquidity in other fair value gaps. But for now, this is take profit one, take profit two. However, this was a little late because normally by four I just get off and I just put my stops or take profits at take profit one. But if I stayed on literally just like 10, I got off like right after we had 5 minute lows. If I stayed on like 10 minutes longer, I would have been able to close some here and close a little more here. Maybe make an extra like $50 or something. Would have been pretty nice, but still made like 150 today, or yesterday at least. But basically the reason for my stops being here and not all the way up here was because like you could have it. It was unnecessary though, because really here the only thing, if price wants to go lower but it still wants to retrace, the only thing it would really want to retrace it would be this other fair value gap, not as much this one up here because of how small it would. That doesn't really matter, but it's like it just makes sense for price to want to go into these gaps here, right? Cause this one's kind of like separate. It makes sense for price to want to go into these gaps here rather than these ones up here and all the way up here. But to be real, if I were to take this again, I would have entered right here off the first candle closure out of the gap, because I'm pretty sure price just about doesn't break it. And either way, I think we would have tapped into equilibrium. Yeah, definitely. Then we close off that, stops up here. And I only risked $100 on this, $100 on this trade. I would have risked 200 because every day you kind of want to risk at least $300. So then like your wins, like in case you win, your wins are actually beat your losses. Which if I did risk 200 and I risked 100 there, I would have, if it's like 2 and I took it like this, really could have had stops like here though, but that's like, yeah, that's insane risk. You don't need that much. This is still 2 risk to reward off the first take profit. That is, yeah, that's plenty, bro. So 100 loss, you risk 200 on this, then it's like 400 that you make, so then you're up 300. Dude, that's insane, bro. Oh, that's so annoying. Yeah, because I literally would have been up 300. Wow, that's crazy. I can create a limit order real quick just to test it. So you put 200 on this. Yeah, literally almost the same amount as a risk. And then you're almost break even, but still profitable on the day, which is pretty chill. Could have made a lot more if I risked a lot more, which I should have. But anyways, I didn't I can kind of go over what would have happened here. TJR took 2 losses here. The only thing that really would have happened would have been a long trade. I kind of went through all this. It's because we swept these. We would have wanted shorts off market open, then we hit these 30-minute lows, and because the only hourly lows we had would have been London lows all the way down here, this is practically high resistance liquidity, and this is all low resistance here. Price doesn't have to hit this low, but it can hit this low here. And then what happens after that, you really wouldn't want to trade on NASDAQ. It would have been S&P, because off that we form a bullish S&P from this low down to this, or this low to this low, and on NASDAQ it was lower because we slept out the 30-minute lows. Bro, are you kidding me? I just get like hacked, bro. Yeah, take my money, bro. It's a demo account, bro. Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyways, don't know what that was. Um, yeah, but what we got here is yeah, literally just take along off this break of structure, retracement into fair value gap, candle closure, stops down here. Longs up to these highs, stopped at a break even, small little win. That was the only thing we really could have done if we tried to short the market. Really just hit 30-minute lows, then reversed. Not the most ideal thing to bet on happening, but it happened, so yeah, gotta keep that into account. Really, there's really nothing else to really talk about. But yeah, really, London was pretty good to us Friday. Thursday though really was just a losing day. And Wednesday should have played it a little better. Don't know about anything else. I might upload a weekly analysis if I feel like it. But this is it for today. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more trading recaps. Leave a comment down below if you need help with anything trading related. And I will see you guys tomorrow for a recap. Or not tomorrow, Monday. I always get that mixed up. I will see you guys Monday for our recap day 45.